buddy from a long time ago. Guy who has worked his ass off to entertain people all over the world and who continues as the working man, but in a different way. He's developed a system called DDP Yoga, which is literally changing lives all over the world. You've got cats doing this stuff in Afghanistan and the NFL and WWE and TNA. I'm about to try it myself, but let's get the 411 from the man himself and talk about the creation, the conception, and the adaptation, all the transitions that this system has made to become the force that it is to change lives all over around the world. Dallas, tell me about this yoga thing, because I've known you forever. You came out to my crib back in the day. You put me through a workout. Why is everybody falling in love with the DDP yoga system?
Well, I think, first of all, I've got to clear up for anybody who hears yoga and thinks, fuck, I'm not doing yoga. I was that guy, and I get that. So, just, listen to what I have to say for a minute when it comes down to actually fucking being a guy who says, fuck, I wouldn't be caught dead doing yoga. I was that guy for the first 42 years of my life. But when you start wrestling at 35, your career doesn't take off till you're 40. At 41 and 42, you were on top of the world. 96, 97, 98, I was constantly trying to find ways to hold back the hands of time. And then, boom, I blow out my back, and 3 doctors tell me my career is over. I'll try anything. I mean, I just got there. I just got to the top of the heap, and now the 3 specialists are telling me I'm fucking done. Now, I'd rehab both shoulder surgeries. I rehab both knee surgeries back, so I know a little bit about rehab. I talked to the guy who's helping with the rehabilitation for my back, and he was like, well, you'll never really be able to actually get in the ring and do this as well because you'll end up being a crippled. And that's like the last thing I don't want to end my business being where I can't walk around.
That's
even
not
though
good.
I beat up my body so much. So the bottom line is, around that time, I was married to Kimberly, and she was like, why don't you try yoga to heal your body? Like, yoga? I'm not fucking doing yoga. And
you're from Jersey. You ain't doing yoga?
That's where I was in the beginning. I wouldn't do it, and that was my mindset. But now they're telling me my career is going to be over. So she sort of bullied me into it, to trying it. And I got to tell you, I thank God every day, Steve, that she did, because it's in 3 weeks, I felt a significant difference in my flexibility and my core strength. So now, I'm doing it a couple of times a day. And when it gets to going to bed, I already know how to do a bunch of these positions, a bunch of these moves. I'll do some before I go to bed to help stretch myself out. Now, the whole time I've been doing the rehab. I've still been going down to rehab, too. So I just start to mix those rehab positions with the yoga positions. And then I decided to add in old school calisthenics, push-ups, squats, crunches, done with like a slow burn movement. And my body started getting stronger. And I decided after 8 weeks, I'm feeling pretty good. And you know how I do those push-ups. I lower for 3 seconds. I hold there 3 inches off the ground for 3 seconds. Then I push up for 3 seconds, come down for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds. Then I go into a yoga position, a cobra into a down dog. Well, in the beginning, I had to do my push-ups on my knees like a girl because my back was blown out. My core was gone. Eventually, I got off my knees, though. Eventually, those 3-second push-ups became 5-second push-ups. The 5-second push-ups became 10-second push-ups, and then it became sets of 10-second push-ups in my workout. So now my body's getting stronger. I decide I'm 8 weeks into this rehab. I decide I'm going to get on that Stairmaster, and I'm going to start to really work, get my cardio back up as well. And, I do my workout with a heart rate monitor. And I want to make sure that I stay in my zone so I don't overtrain myself or hurt myself. So I get on that Stairmaster, and I stay at my heart rate about 130, 133. That's low enough where I won't hurt myself, but it's high enough to burn some fat and get some cardio going. And about 3 or 4 days of doing that, I get off the Stairmaster, get on the mat, and I'm doing my shit. And I guess I'd done some 10-second push-ups. So I was into some kind of engaging physical part of the workout, and I happened to look at my heart rate monitor, and it said 140 beats a minute. I'm thinking, how the fuck is that possible? I'm not on the Stairmaster. I'm on the mat.
Right.
And then I started to realize And today it's like a whole different level than it was back then. But I started to realize that every time I flex or engage a muscle, my heart has to beat faster to get the blood to the muscle. And what ended up happening is I ended up developing, completely by accident, a kick-ass cardiovascular workout that would dramatically increase your flexibility and your core strength. But the key is here, minimal joint impact. No wear and tear on your body while you're strengthening your core and increasing your flexibility. So in less than 3 months, I was back in the ring. So at 42, they said my career was over. At 43, I was a heavyweight champ of the world. And I'm going to keep doing that shit. And I started turning people onto it. And it just started, one by one. It was sort of like my career as a wrestler. I turned one person at a time on to being a fan. And that's what happened with DDP Yoga. And then the disabled veteran. I remember you. Were you in Mexico when you saw that video went viral? Is that where you were?
Yeah, I was in Mexico.
It meant a lot to me, dude. You called me up, and you were so proud of me for that video taking off.
Yeah, but see, I was proud of you because I used to live with your ass when you started this thing, and it went through all the transitions that it did and ended up turning into DDP Yoga. And I'm sitting there, because living with you was a unique experience. I mean, if one thing about Dallas is, man, this son of a bitch is crazier than a shithouse rat. Love him to death. An absolute clean, neat freak. Everything is organized. And as soon as the son of a bitch gets up, after he wakes up, he sleeps in late, but he goes in his office and starts working. Then, he'll go out and chase some trim every now and then, but you work your ass off. This has been a labor of love and your passion for so long and saved and turned around your career. Finally, it starts paying off for you. And then you see the transformation that it makes for Arthur Borman. When that thing blew up, it was like, man, I might as well have invented it. That's how happy I was for you.
It really blew the company, made it $1 million company, in 1 year. Now, it took 10 years to get there.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears on your end.
Yeah, absolutely. And belief, because, believe me, I had $500,000 of my own money in this, as this venture went on, Steve. I know you know that I put everything into it. I wouldn't take anybody else's money because I wanted it to be, if I fuck up, I wanted it to be on me. I don't believe in other people's money. If you really believe in your concept, if you want to own it like I do, but I would start to, like anybody, pull themselves down with what I call emotional gravity, and start thinking, God, did I really like so many wrestlers? And, we've been fortunate. We've been smart with our money, and we've worked in that direction. But a lot of poor guys, they weren't, and they made bad investments. And sometimes I would say to myself, when I was like $300,000 or $400,000 in, like, did I fuck up? Did I put everything into this and it's not going to go? And then I get that email from a complete stranger and thanking me. I just got one just now. Went through my publicist, came right to me. I mean, if you go to DDP Yoga, one word on Facebook, read what people write. They would find a way to get to my direct email because there was no Facebook. There was no Twitter. There was none of that shit. And they'd find a way to get to me and thank me for helping them change their life and creating this program. And I go, this is going to be unbelievable. And I get on the mat, and the number one thing with the mat, I know I'm walking off de-stressed no matter what. And I've never walked off the mat ever in my life going, fuck, I wish I didn't do that. But I'll guarantee you, I left the gym 5 to 10% of the time going, oh, fuck, why did I let my ego check in there? My shoulder, my pec, my tricep. I'm always doing something to myself. But with that workout, it would just focus me. And Arthur's story, it radiated with so many people. It gave, I gave one guy hope. He has given millions. We're over 9.4 million views on that video.
9.4 million. That's absolutely incredible. So you've got the website, ddpyoga.com?
Right.
So people can go on there to check out the system. You've got all your, how can people find access to the program?
Well, that DDPyoga.com, if they want to invest in a program, they want to get it. Out of it, like the Twitter, I'm always on Twitter. I have a guy who helps me named Bill, but I'm the guy. When it comes from me, it comes from me. At Real DDP and at DDP Yoga on Twitter, and I got a lot of people, a lot of force of people. Always, you become more accountable, and that's what people need. They need accountability. That's what DDP's accountability crib's all about. Just being accountable. It just makes you work harder, makes you focus more. It helps you manifest your dreams into a real reality. But my Facebook, DDP Yoga, one word on Facebook, if you just want to see what people are really saying, go there and just read through some of the comments, because it's like you can't make people chant Austin. You can't make them chant DDP. They only because they believe it, and they believe in the character. You can't make people write the shit they do on Facebook. You just can't do it. You can control a couple, but you really can't control the masses. And, the whole thing with DDP Yoga is once you get, the program, we invite you to Team DDP Yoga. And I think I said it earlier in an interview I did today. I don't, anybody who wants to go sign up on teamddpyoga.com, go check it out. Even if you're just looking for the inspiration, to keep focused on whatever goal you're going to get. And I know at some point people are going, damn, I got to try this shit, because everybody seems pretty pumped about it.
But you just got back from Mexico on your DDP Yoga seminar, and that was a big success. I saw the footage that you had on your website, and it looked like everybody was jacked up. It was a neat video, you guys. You did like 2 hours and 2.5 minutes. Yeah. So what's the next movement? What's the next step for DDP Yoga?
Well, it'll only hit like worldwide, monster exposure. We do an infomercial. We finished it. I put all my own money into it. I call it a documercial, and because it's really inspiring things as opposed to, inspiring stories. It's not about, hey, look at my abs. It's like, hey, look at my life and what I've done with my life and how I own my life. And, we just started it. One of the biggest things we're doing besides getting ready to launch which I'm going to call a documercial, we'll launch that this fall, getting ready for the new year. But the thing I'm the most excited about is we started the DDP Yoga Challenge. And what that is, it's a $25,000 contest. There'll be 3 winners of $5,000. And we're talking about an inspiring blog, video, using YouTube or
right.
Vimeo, written copy, pictures. What are you doing to inspire yourself to own your life? And while you're inspiring yourself, you're inspiring others. So whoever has we started this contest about 3 weeks ago, and in another 2 more months, we'll hit the 3-month mark where we're going to award someone $5,000 for having the most inspiring blog. Then we're going to do it again when we hit the 6-month mark. Who's had a most inspiring blog over the last 6 months? Now, it can't be 2 winners. It can't be 1 winner. There'll be 2 winners. Then we're going to have one at the end of the year. And at the end of the year, that'll be 12 months, and we're going to give another $5,000. Now, out of those 3 winners, we're going to give, there'll be 3 of them. They'll all go in a year. So who's the most inspiring blog out of that? I've got my 5-6 people who are really inspiring, from Arthur to this woman, Stacey Morris, who lost 185 pounds in 18 months and has kept it off for 2 years. This woman, Terry Lang, who's a major force. She's the godmother of DDP Yoga. They're all the people who are going to be picking the winners of the 3 winners. And whoever wins out of that 1 year, blog combination, they're going to get another $10,000. Now, if you want to see, if you go to ddpyogachallenge.com and watch the video there, we went to Arthur Boorman because we got to take care of him. He's the most inspiring guy over the last year. So we went to his house, and I was also say you got to see his expression, because there
was no expression. He didn't know what to think. He didn't know where to should have wind his watch. He was speechless. It was great. He was in a bad way. The money came at a great time, and you can't get a more inspirational story than Arthur Boorman.
It was priceless, man. And it's a way for us to actually continue to move out into social networking. And I know you're a big guy on Twitter, and you're freaking shit. Some of the shit you put up there is funny as shit. But what you're doing now with your broadcast and stuff, we know that it's all about social media. And this is how we're reaching out. Olive, I guess the guy's Fit for Life, the guy who used to do $100,000 contests. Like my partner, Steve Yu, his wife won that Fit for Life contest, $100,000. So he knew what that happened in their life and how it just blew out there. So that's what we're trying to do. We're going to do a $25,000 contest this year for the most inspiring blog. And next year, I'm sure it'll be a $50,000 contest. The year after, it'll probably be $100,000. We want to keep it out there on the internet. And we have so many amazing people blogging about DDP Yoga. And we were just down in Mexico at the retreat. We had 80 people there. And the only reason we didn't go over that is because I didn't want it to be any more than that, because I wanted to be able to connect with everyone. And 20 of them were either combination of 20 were families and people who've been down there enough times, so they helped out with everybody. But there were 60 new people there that were we had an amazing time down there.
Well, I'll tell you what, you had 80 people down there at the camp in Mexico, but you're fixing to have one more here in Hollywood, California. I'm going to start doing the DDP Yoga program. I've got about a month to go before I start filming on a movie, and I need some core strength. And you know me, you put me through a yoga workout way back in the day, and that was it. But you've kind of refined it. You've tweaked it a little bit. I've got the DVD you sent me. Steve Austin is about to undertake DDP Yoga and see what it can do for me. And I'll tell you what, man, I need some more core strength because I work out everything in a damn gym. I'm a gym rat, but hell, I started having sex the other day with this fine individual female. I blew up about a minute in. I need some core strength. If this can make me look better, feel better, and fuck better, I'm in, brother. This is Steve Austin. I'm sitting here with Gimme Mo Darwish. Dallas, it's been a great time talking to you. You're one of my closest friends. We got to talk a lot in the last 2 episodes about a little pro wrestling, but really to hammer the nail home on DDP Yoga and the transformation it's helping people in all walks of life from all over the world. So thank you very much for coming on the show. We got ddpyoga.com. You're DDP Yoga on Twitter. What's your other Twitter handle?
At Real DDP.
At Real DDP on Twitter. So, Dallas, thank you for coming on the show. Mo, you and I are coming back up to tie this thing up. Dallas, I'll catch your ass down the road.
You got it, bro. Hey, and do your DDP Yoga, or else.
Will do.